Hello, my people. Welcome again on our podcast. And today we are talking about social addiction. And your host is one and the only one, the best in 254 East Africa, Africa, and the world at large. And his name is Alan Hoy, the voice of the voices. Here I am. As we said earlier, we're talking about social addiction. Yeah, social addiction. We've heard of very many other addictions, but we live in an era where social media, internet is almost everywhere, and the internet is paying. It has employed very many people. All you need is just a simple gadget that can access the internet at a higher speed, a gadget that has a very good storage that you can download some apps that we'll be talking about, and an email, and then you're of age, like in Kenya you are 18 years and above, and you have the information, whether false or true, as long as you can talk the way I'm talking, and you're good to go with the social media platforms. And many people have been, have been addicted, or they have become victims of social addictions that they cannot do without it. So, what is social addiction? Social addiction refers to the excessive resilience on social interactions, social media, or other social activities to the point where it negatively impacts an individual's life and well-being. There are those guys who do online job that is accepted, like it's just like any other job. You're employed, that is from 8 a.m to 5 p.m, so to them it's just like any other job that you're employed to do, so that is okay. That is not an addiction because that is the source of your income. Okay, I know where your question is, and I'll be coming to that question. I'll be answering your question. The difference between addiction and employment, because some other apps have employed other people. That is where people are getting their daily incomes, or their monthly incomes, or that is where what pays their bills. So they will see this is not an addiction, but this is an employment. We said when it negatively affects you, then that becomes an addiction. Like you cannot do without it. That means there's nothing positive you're getting out of it, but you're consuming more from it, and the consumption has made you to depend on it more than anything else. Like your all life decisions you're making based on what you hear on social media platforms. Your financial decisions, your marital decisions, your journey decisions, and everything you do, you're doing it dependent to what the social media is offering you. That is when we say you're addicted on social media. And yeah, there are many things that have happened. There are people who have lost their lives because of whatever they are trollings on social media. There are people who have lost their families because of social media. There are people who have lost their marriages because of social media. There are people who have lost their monies because of social media, and other properties that they have lost because of social media. And there are people who have lost their integrity and dignity because of social media addiction. I'm a social addiction. This type of addiction can manifest as an obsession with social media platforms, constant need of social validation, or inability to disconnect from social interactions. Now when we come to constant need for social validation, this is where when you post a photo, or you post a video, you want people to like it, comment, and share. Like, comment, and share. So if people don't comment, you feel like you're not worthy that, and then you'll end up doing something that will make these people comment and like and comment and share your videos. And there are people, okay, there is this what we call, the people called body shaming on social media, and this is morely related with women. Maybe they have posted a given photo or a given image, then other people start trolling that image, and then they feel like they are being body shamed. And there are those who cannot hold it. They end up doing something stupid like committing suicide and all that, because they feel like the people doesn't want them, like people are not validating them on social media. But those who are validated on social media, they will end up posting more and more photos, because that's where they find the joy, and the fulfillment that they're looking for in life. And we will get to that, but maybe I can just highlight on that. You'll understand that most of the people, like, life has become so much on the keyboard than on one-on-one life. So people are making many friends on social media than they make physical friends. So wherever there is a need, most of the social media friends might not come in to help you. Okay, TikTok has proven otherwise. Most of the people might not come in to help you because they cannot physically access you, so you are alone. Imagine you're chatting with someone who is in very far countries, and you guys are with friends to a point that you are sharing more personal details about yourself, but you don't know this person. You're comfortable to share more personal details with this person, and you don't know them. But there are people who are close to you that you don't even know their names and where they're coming from. That is the post social media, and that is what I'm talking about. Oh, that's what we talk about. Social media. A social addiction. Yep. So factors that there are very many factors that contribute to social addiction, and some of them include, social media use, the availability, the constant availability of social media platforms, the availability of data and internet to get yourself to social media platforms. The behaviors due to the instant gratification and validation received from the social media platforms. Okay, we said that all you need for you to get yourself to social media, you need a good phone, you need a good internet, then you need those social media apps or platforms, and that is examples of Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Likey, all those social media platforms. But nowadays TikTok has overtaken everything because it's easy to use, it's user friendly, and then it's easy to make friends on TikTok. Depending on the content that you're sending there constantly, it's easy to make friends and it's easy to interact with those friends. Then there's the issue of rewards that is on TikTok that we talk about, that is making more people come to TikTok, even those of old age. You can see grannies at their 70s, their 70s, their 80s, some at their 90s, and they're their grandfathers. They're there, asking people to tap share, like double tap the screen and share, send flowers and gifts and all that. And some are just doing some crazy things that we get ourselves into. So because of the availability of these platforms, then everybody got themselves there. When they were never there, nobody bothered to be on those platforms. But when those platforms were created, that everybody's running on those platforms, are the most dangerous thing that is happening now that those platforms are paying. So every person wants to get themselves on those platforms and try to get whatever money that they can get out of those platforms. And this is where they are looking for gratification and validation from those platforms. And this is through likes, sharings, and comments that people are putting up on those social media platforms. And you know what? People are doing anything possible just to get those gratifications. And now we're living in a world where, people are appreciating stupidity and mediocrity. So people have become so foolish and so mediocre to give information that they are giving outside there, or do whatever they are doing on those social media platforms just to get the validation from the people who are watching and people who are following them. And once you've started a given trend, you have to sustain that trend with how you began it. So if you began with wrong information, or kuchamba watu, as people will say on TikTok, within the Kenyan fraternity, and kuchamba watu simply means talking ill about other people or revealing their secrets or whatever you have had. Now the trend needs to continue, and that is how you need to continue doing it every time, talking about those people for you to get the validation and the clappings and the shares and the likes from the people who don't love those people. So it's a game of creating grudges with people to be relevant to your guys who follow you, who hate the other person. Maybe it's a game, I don't really know much about. And then another thing is peer pressure. Social pressure to conform to certain online behaviors or trends can contribute to addictive social media use or excessive social media interactions. And this is what I'm just trying to explain. The pressure, social pressure. Now, what is trending on TikTok? On TikTok, there is Facebook, there is Instagram, there is Twitter. There is, people look for what is trending, a topic that is trending, or a play that is trending, or trendy marks that they are following. So with those trendy marks, if this is trending today, maybe someone is topless trying to dance is what is trending. People will start doing challenges of the same okay, doing the topless dancing, whatever, and whatever dance or whatever thing that they'll be following up that is trending. That is what we people run onto to get to understand more about it, because they are trying to find validation. If you follow that trend, or if you become part of that challenge or trend, people will validate you, people will like you, people will follow you, and all that. So because of that, because of that challenges and trends, there's a pressure that people it's getting onto people to be part of that trend or to be part of that challenge to find the validation. That's why I said even old people, grannies and grandfathers and grandmothers of the age of 70 plus, okay, let me talk about 50 plus, 50 upwards, they also find themselves in those challenges, and then they're looking for money, they're also looking for validation. Now what do we say about that? If it was the things to do with young people, maybe there could have been an explanation on that. But now people of that age, what are they doing on social media platforms? Okay, everyone has its own interest in whatever they're doing on social media platforms. So again, we cannot judge. Where are we to judge? But we can correct. Okay, getting the word judgment in the right context, we can correct, but we cannot stop them from doing that, because yeah, they have the freedom to do that. So number two is that social pressures, and then number three factor of why people get themselves so much on social media platforms or get addicted on socials is low self-esteem. Individuals who with low self-esteem may seek validation and approval from social media interactions, leading to addictive behaviors to fill the emotional void that they have. As I said, people are so much easy on the on the keyboards. People communicate easily on the keyboards. They share secretive information with the people that they don't know. Like, they open up and vent with the people that they don't know on social media. That is just keying in some few words and explaining yourself to these other people, but they are not making physical relationships with other people around them. So they have found it so easy to talk to anonymous people, maybe pseudo accounts or fake accounts with fake names, and they feel so comfortable to talk to these people, but they cannot make physical relationships with the people who are just next to them, like their neighbors. They rarely talk to their neighbors. They rarely say hi to the people they meet on the streets. They rarely say hi to the people they meet in their hoods, but they are so easy to talk to other people, uh, who are far away from them, maybe giving them false names and all that. But why can't you just talk with the guys in the tenement yard, where you live, guys within your yard, guys that you meet on the street, where you're traveling, there are people around you. Do you say hi to those people? It's so rare for those to say hi to people and meet that person and talk to them, but it's so easy to talk to these people on social media platforms. So because of that low self-esteem, people find that courage to talk to other people on social media platforms and all that, which is, there is a positive part of it and there's the negative part of it. The negative part of it, we've heard of people who've connected on social media, on the first meetings and all that. Things have ended up to be the worst ever and all that. We've had homicides and all that, and the results are because of those relationships that people have got from social media platforms and all that. And there are these questions that people always discuss on social media: can you love someone, or can you love and marry someone that you got on social media? Yeah, of course, there are those who will say, wow, I found my wife on social media, found my husband on social media, and we've been in love for marriage for over 10 years and we're doing well and all that. So those are specific or isolated experiences that we cannot base on and say it's true that these things do happen. Unless a research is done, then validation is given on the same, we cannot talk about. So low self-esteem is one of the major contribution of social addiction. And this is something that we can work out. We can work out as individuals and try to get, make friends with the people around you. It's all about the fear we have. Maybe if I say hi to her, she will not answer me, and if she won't answer me, I'll feel like less of a man. And once I feel less of a man, I'll never talk to another woman, because maybe they feel I'm ugly or whatever reason you're giving yourself on that. The same thing to women. Men don't say hi to me because they think I'm ugly, so I'm not worthy it and all. I can only talk to other people on social media, or I talk to people and no one wants to talk to me, so I feel I'm so lonely. And it's only on social media where I can get friends to talk to and all that, because it's easily, by the way, on social media it's easy to get people to talk to. Just put there one of your edited photos, or someone's photo that looks nicer that looks nicer because you think you don't look nicer, and then people will be attracted to that photo or that image. Then they start talking to you and all that. Before they realize, maybe we're meeting one-on-one, it's a very different image or a very different person from wherever you're talking with on social media. So that is the negative part of it, because on social media most people are not real. A given percentage of people are real, but most of the people on social media are not real. So that's a threat. As much as you're becoming vulnerable to these people, talking to them and telling them everything about yourself, do you think whatever they're telling them about themselves is true? Okay, someone will say, but nowadays we have video calls and video chats. We can chat through the video calls and all that. Okay, that is one way of trying to authenticate, the image of this person and try to get if this person is real or not, which I cannot deny. But most of the people don't use it. Okay, they don't like using it because of forever specific private purposes. They'll rather not use that such methods to validate themselves. So we need to be very much careful on the issue of low self-esteem. As I said, we can work on that. And low self-esteem leads to another thing that we call isolation. Like you're isolated. You're not that kind of a person. Okay, they call themselves introverts. You're not a people person, a physically people person. But on social media, you have a very, very, very large following on social media platforms. So you talk with those people on social media more than you talk with people with you. Feelings of loneliness or isolation can drive individuals to seek constant social interactions online, leading to addictive behaviors as coping mechanism. So especially on TikTok, this is where we have a lot of videos that are going around on each and every subject about life, and most of those information might not be a true information that you're looking for, but because it's interesting and entertaining, people will tend to be there. So like 3 hours someone is just on TikTok, video per video, video per video, video per video, video per video. You're just pushing it up, pushing it up, pushing it up, and laughing and laughing and laughing and commenting. No, but which maybe that is what gives you a fulfillment. By the time you spend there, it's also alarming. Like you're denying yourself time, you're denying yourself the creativity just because you want to follow up with some shenanigans or whatever people are doing on social media on their TikTok profiles and all that. I usually tell myself, if I look at something, I should be creative enough to create something that other people look onto so that I can earn onto it, not just making other people earn from whatever I watch, from whatever they give me. So if you want to become a social media fanatic, well, okay, addicted on social media, why can't you be creating also images of videos, educative images or videos like the ones that I'm doing over here now, because I know you guys will be listening to this, that other people can watch and also learn from you, and you'll be earning out of it, so you make it a source of income. I started with that most of the social media platforms nowadays are paying. Like recently, the president of Kenya was pushing the Meta group, the Facebook and Instagram group, to make sure that with a given quorum or the given ceiling of followers and interactions on your Facebook page and Instagram page, Meta guys should also be paying the Kenyan content creators on the same. Kenyan content creators on the same. So yeah, if now the issue of payment comes in now, this is where everything that is available in the minds of the people will be thrown on both social media platforms, Facebook and Instagram, as it is on TikTok. But just be careful. One thing you need to understand is internet does not forget. So whatever you put up there, it will be there for the rest of its lifetime, unless someone kills all the satellites in the space. But is it possible that someone can kill all those satellites one day? It's not really possible within this era, because human life is completely dependent on those satellites that are above there. So the satellites will continue being there and the internet will continue being there. But what if what you put up there was not the correct information that you would like your sons and daughters or your grandsons and daughters? Like, you won't be proud of it if your sons and daughters or grandsons and daughters gets to get that information and gets to get those videos. Will you be happy with whatever you're putting up there? Is this something that is informative, or is something that is just for entertainment for a period of time because you want to kill or you want to get a given gig out of it? So be careful with whatever you put up there, because it might bring you some problems on the same, and we don't want you to get yourself in that problem. So another factor I have just addressed it is the rewarding system on all these social media platforms. So the rewarding system is the brain and the brain can be activated by social interactions, leading to a cycle of seeking validation and pleasure through social media activities. And that's why I said this is where everybody does anything, because you know, if you get this number of this, you get this number of rewards. Like on TikTok, live rewards. You know, people are rewarding you on your live. People are sending you. Nowadays, the talk of lions and universes. That is the greatest. Okay, what gives much money and all that. And because people know that they have to do something that will attract an audience of people to come, people that are able to send all those gifts and all that. And recently, talking about the same rewards, the most awarded person on TikTok currently, I think, is what's the name of this woman? What's the name of this woman who talks much ill about other people? Nyako. Nyako, I think she's the most rewarded person, because someone was talking of over 200 lions, and every lion is like close to 50,000 Kenya shillings. I'm not so sure about that. Over 50,000 Kenya shillings. So if she has all those 200 lions, okay. And then there's this king of rewarding, lion rewarder, King Rosso. You call him King Rosso? Yeah, King Rosso. He's the king of lions rewarder. He has his own zoo full of lions, and those lions are mating each and every time. And those lions are mating each and every time, so they are growing every day. Those lions are growing, so she pushes them everywhere. Pushes like 5 lions to what was the name of the person I was talking about? Oh, to Nyako. She puts it like 5 lions to Nyako, 1 lion to someone else, 1 lion to someone else. Then, he goes to breed all those other lions so that he can continue giving those lions. So, everything that is sent on TikTok, like every gift that you send on TikTok, there is a value that is attached on it, and that value is what people are looking for, and that's where people will go to anything, any length to try to please other people, to please the people that are watching them, so they can send all those gifts. And yes, there'll be rumors of the selling of sijui 100 bob. I'll send you whatever. Send me 100 shillings and I'll send you whatever, so that you can nice yourself with it and all that. So all that things are happening. There are all those dances that people are dancing. There's those information that people are giving out there. People are calling each other names, trying to be and not real to each other and all that, just to make sure that they are getting whatever they are getting. So that is because of the rewarding system. If the times where the rewarding system was not there, people never went to that extreme to do whatever they are doing now. Now that the rewarding system has been introduced, people are going to an extreme of doing things that are not in line with what we'll call moral standards of the society, just to get a living out of it. Now, do we blame them? Okay, at a given extent you can blame them, but again, blaming them and you cannot provide for their daily meal and all that will be a problem to us and all that. So you never know. Someone wakes up today, maybe with the challenges of life and all that, and they start doing the same, and they extend it to another level, and then you cannot challenge it, or you cannot change it at any point, and that is what it is. That is what it is. Another effect of that will be underlying health issues. Conditions such as anxiety or personal disorders can contribute to social addictions, as individuals may use social interaction as a way to cope with their symptoms. Like, you have a problem, you're a lot of anxiety, you're depressed, and there's no one you can talk to, so you go vent on social media, and that is the information that people love most to listen to. That's what people like to listen to. So you vent and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, and you feel that you have vented and have let everything out. Now I feel better and all that. So maybe it's a healing process to some of those people. And yeah. So let's try to brainstorm on this. What do you think are some of the reasons to why people get addicted on social media platforms? What are some of the things that you feel leads people to social media addiction, maybe within your area, so you can contextualize this information and put it in your area and see what are some of the things. I know people talk about poverty. Poverty is one of the reasons why people will be addicted on social media, because they're looking for money or a way of life on social media platforms. So that might be one of the things that we've not mentioned, but I know some of you will mention that. So it's important to recognize the signs of social addiction and seek help if it is negatively impacting one's life and well-being. And that's why I said, if it's negatively impacting you, you need to seek help before things get worse, because as we said earlier, there are people who've been negatively affected, and then they ended up committing suicide, and we just forgot them, and people talked about them like they were the topic of the week, or topics of the month, and it just ended, and they were for God. And nowadays maybe people are using them as bad examples of social media addiction. So do you want to be used as a bad example of social media addiction on the same? Maybe that is not the best thing for you to do. So if you feel you're so much addicted on social media, then you need to seek help. You need to seek assistance as possible. So what are some of the signs of social media addiction? What are some of the signs of social media addiction? Though the signs may vary from one person to another, there are some that are common, like that will be common to all of us in one way or the other, that all of us are addicted to it, but they vary. Whatever signs I'll give will be signs, different signs that the other person will give. But one of the signs is spending more of your time, extensive time on social media platforms. If you spend more of your time on social media platform and then you forget to do some of the daily dues that you're supposed to do, that shows that you are completely addicted on social media, and you got to change the way you interact on social media and all that. So spending a significant amount of time on social media platforms, often at the expense of other responsibilities or other activities. So you deny, like you don't do some other activities, you're just on social media platforms. So in the household setting, you are not able to cook for your family just because you're laughing at what Nyako is trying to tell you. You're following what Lady Jacqueline is trying to tell you. You are following what King Ross and Big Daddy are trying to share on TikTok, but you forgot you're supposed to be cooking, or you started cooking, then you left the food. The food is burning in the oven. You're making a burnt sacrifice in the oven because you're still following up, or you don't want to miss what Nyako and all these social media influencers are talking about on their social media platforms. When you get to that level, then it becomes a problem. You boiled water, you wanted to go and take a shower, but you forgot to go and take a shower because you're listening to what these people are telling you. The moment you come to that level, you know that you are addicted on social media, and you need to start changing your tactics on social media. You need to start changing on how you engage, like the times you get yourself on social media and all that. You have a sick baby that you need to deal with, to work on, but you forgot of the baby because of the hype that is on social media, a hype that is on TikTok, the hype that is on on Instagram, the hype that is on Likey, whatever social media platform that you're trying to use and all that. So once you get to that level, you know that you're addicted, and you need to change your tactics on the same and try to embrace another better strategy of trying to live your life, because that is a dangerous place. Another sign of addiction would be constant need for social validation. We talked about this. Seeking approvals, likes, comments, and or shares on social media platforms, on the post that you've posted on social media, and you feel that once you're validated, you feel, or approved, you feel you're contented. But if you're not validated, you feel so down and all that, and that what leads to anxiety, at some depression and anxiety, and leading to maybe you ending your life, and whatever thing that you can do, or doing some other crazy things for you to get yourself. We've seen those guys who dare to do the high jumps, or wherever, all those things, the high jumps and all that. And I've had cases of few guys who flipped off, and then they just ended their lives and all that. All they were looking for was just all about validation, creating a name for yourself and validating yourself as the king in that area, whatever you're doing. We've seen those guys who drive at very high speed. We've seen those guys who are trying to do these other crazy activities just to validate themselves and all that. So seeking an approval in that might lead to a very dangerous area, and you might lose your life because of the same. So it's something that you also need to think about and try to verify, like, is it true that this is what I need, or this is not what I need? So difficult disconnecting from social interactions, like you are in a car or driving, you're still on social media. You're traveling, you're still on social media. You're not sleeping, you're still on social media. Like in everything that you're doing on social media, and you are not creating content. There's a difference between you being there creating content and you just watching and consuming other people's content. If you're being there creating content and that is your 5 to 8 job, that is okay. That is okay. But if you're just there to consume other people's information, then there must be a question mark in that, like, what am I doing, and what should I do much better to change on all these other things? So you feel so anxious and restless when not engaging on those platforms. But when you're on those platforms, you're hyped up and you feel like this is the life I want to live, laughing at all these other people and all, laughing at what they're doing, trying to cheer up, commenting and all these other things. That is well. But there are those who are there because that is their 8 to 5 job and they're trying to create, a following and all that. That is well understood in one way or the other, just like any employment that you've been employed. So you're leaving very early in the morning to go there. It's like you doing a business, opening up a business. You have to be there for that business and every time to make sure that the business is growing. So for the content creators, this is a different story. This is not an addiction, but that is where they earn their living, and that is they have to commit themselves to it and all that. For content creators like me and the rest, we have to commit ourselves to that and make sure that everything is working out as it's supposed to be. You get that? I know you're getting it. You're getting it. But before you continue, you hit the subscription bell. Hit it, the subscription button, then hit the bell so that every time we're uploading such a information, man, you get it first hand. You'll be the first one to comment, and share. Have I just talked about the same thing, commenting and sharing? Yes, I would like you to share. This is a life-saving information, so I would like you to share this information so that every person gets to understand how to manage their time with social media or their time on social media. It's informative, yeah, and everybody should get this right. Yeah, I love you guys, and I have to give you right information. I'm not here. I'm proud of the information I'm giving you, and I'm accountable to this information. And I would like even my children and children, even to say 7th or 10th generation to listen to this so that they can manage their time. I even don't know how their life will look like. I can only picture how their time on how their social media will look like. But I can't really get hold of it, but maybe this information will ever help them. So please hit the subscription button, boom, then on the bell, boom, just to make sure the notification bell. So just make sure every time we're uploading a video, you get it first hand. Then you can clap for me for this good thing I'm doing. So another will be neglecting real life relationships for the sake of social media. Did I talk about that one? Yes, and this is more in families. Daddy comes back home, mommy comes back home, and the first thing they do is to check on their phones. They have not even said hi to each other. Not even greeted each other. They have not known only to know how they spend their day and all that, but they are so on social media trying to follow up their favorites on social media platforms. And then when the daughter or son comes back home again, she has a gadget or he has a gadget, and then he goes on social media too. So the house is very cold and quiet. People are not interacting because they are on social media platforms. Yeah, and you tell me families do not break, they will. So there is very poor upbringing of children in those families because of the social platforms that these guys are engaging themselves in. Then you don't know what your daughter is getting out of it because you're so stuck on yours on the other end. So we need to improve on that. We don't need to lose our families because of social media platforms. We need our families. Is that okay? Then the impact on mental health, as we talked about, negative comments on most of the social platforms will negatively affect the people who posted those photos. Imagine me posting a photo and then with how cute I am, okay, how handsome I am. Then other people start commenting, negatively. Okay, personally, I have a very strong shock absorber. Nothing scares me, and nothing. Okay, someone's opinions doesn't really bring me down at any point. So don't think you'll bring me down because you are given opinion about anything. That won't bother me at any point. So there are those whose such things really affect that much, and they end up losing their life or trying to destroy themselves because of the same. So we need to be very much careful on the same. Setting boundaries, again, it's not easy to set boundaries on the same. Establishing limits on social media use and screen time to create a healthier balance between online and offline activities. It becomes a challenge to those guys who are completely addicted on social media platforms. Like they cannot balance that. They don't have a balance in the same. Yeah, they are more on social media more than they are on their natural or physical activities. So those are some of the things that can show the signs that can show that you're addicted on social media, and there are things that you can check onto by yourself and see what you can do about it. Yeah, and let's keep the interaction moving. You can share this video to each and every social platform that you can share. It's helping people to understand themselves and how they can manage their time on social media platform. Part two of this will be more practical parts of trying to to manage your time on Okay, on your social media platforms and all that, and how to manage the same within our households or within our families, especially where they're children. How do we control our children on such a platforms? That is what we'll be doing on our part 2. But before we get on our part 2, for you to be ready for part 2, why can't you just subscribe? Subscribe, hit the subscription tab, and you also hit the notification tab or bell. Just make sure that you get all this information. I love you guys. One of the best, as we said, the best host in East Africa. 254 East Africa, Africa, and the world at large. The voice of the voices, bringing the best unto you and speaking on behalf of you to other people. Is there anything else you'd like us to talk about? Yes, let me know. I'm Mr. Know All. We will get the information and we'll talk about it just to inform you and giving you facts. These are facts. Are we together? I love you guys and God bless you. See you next time. Bye.